So the next things I want to talk about, and in fact I missed saying it, State of the Frame is changing along with the 88th Armory. I want to do more 88th Armory videos and do a bit less of State of the Frame, but still continue to do it. So right now what I'm going to shoot for is I'm going to basically do this at the end of the week, maybe only do a small ramble here and there, maybe make it 2 parts where, like, this week there is a ramble and then I'm going to record a topic. Topic isn't too long like a lot of the topics have been for State of the Frame. We'll see where it falls. I still like the concept, however, I think that this variety weapon show that I do in the 88th Armory just hits home a lot more for a lot more players and just connects better. So that is what I kind of want to make the mainstay for the channel right now as far as Warframe content goes. And then State of the Frame is a pretty good supplement. So we'll see with that format. So moving forward, I want to talk about additions to the game. Not just the Kuva Fortress, not just the Kuva system, not just Ribbon mods, all of it. Let's put it all on the table. Let's talk about how the Tenno could potentially influence the game moving forward as well. So first and foremost, we have the new Fortress Assault. I'd love to see this, and I think many would love to see this potentially move to other areas as well. Maybe we could have some kind of Fortress Assault on Jupiter. Maybe we could assault some kind of fortress on Uranus, even though we kind of already assaulted that fortress and reaped it of all it had. Yeah, just these places seem like they have a lot of opportunities and a lot of nice things moving forward. I like the Fortress. I love the Fortress tile set. As far as I think the complaints I have seen for the War Within content goes, I think the Fortress has gotten some of it, which I do think is surprising to me. Maybe it's because there are some new obstacles that people might be having trouble with. However, I think that all in all, the Fortress tile set is one of the better and maybe even one of the best tile sets to release in a long time. I think that your Europa, Eris tile sets, the Moon, these kind of tile sets that are broken and in disarray are cool, and they tell a story. However, they are very difficult to navigate, and I think that the Fortress is more welcoming because of, in particular, 2 things. Not only is it not busted, so it's easier to navigate, but it's also a Grineer home. So, like, with the Moon, we got a lot more corpus, and that's fine. However, as many like to point out, shields have a pair of issues and don't really measure up like armor does. So, like, you have shield gating and the fact that, you know, shields are just shields, and then armor is so strong and scales so well for enemies. So the Grineer being here offer a lot more XP, offer more challenge, and of course it's a Grineer tile set because it's the War Within, and it had us confront the Twin Queens. Either way, I just think that it is great as far as tile sets go. Not that the Moon wasn't, however, it really allows that opportunity to allows us a place to come back to. I do hope that if they do expand the Fortress, whether it is for Archwing elements or not, that potentially we might see an interception or an excavation, because we have a survival, but there are a lot of survivals to go to. And we have a defense, but of course you have the defense on Sedna too, which offers a bit more XP and a bit less challenge. And not that we shouldn't want challenge, but I think that it will, as far as leveling goes, it will be the easier choice to go to Hydron on Sedna, as opposed to the defense here at the Fortress. I will touch on the defense shortly, so I'll come back to that point. And I just think that we need a bit more variety with our excavations, because basically you have, at the highest level, you have Pluto and you have Neptune. You have Heracon and I think it's Despina. And so between those two choices, you have the same tile set, and seeing a different tile set would be very welcome. Do I think the tile set is ready for excavation? God, no. But could it happen? There are some great outdoor elements, and I would love to see it. If they could make it happen on the moon, I would welcome a moon excavation too. I just want to get excavation away from this one snowy outdoor Corpus tile set. Anyway, so outside of that, I really like the Fortress Assault, want to see that elsewhere. I like the new spies. I want to do a bit more experimenting with those. Speaking of experimenting with the new spy missions, I had talked about the Tenno and how they might translate into the game. I'm kind of messing with them in spy missions and in other elements of the game outside of Kuva farming, and I might even make a video about that next week for State of the Frame, or possibly, next week. Either way, whether it's early in the week or later in the week, we'll see with what comes of that. Again, just looking for a bit more controller love, so that way it's a bit easier, it's a bit more within my comfort zone to really see where the Tenno can land in aiding us in spy missions or elsewhere in other elements of the game, maybe rescues. We'll see. So, as far as that goes, let's go ahead and switch to the defense footage, because I do want to talk a bit about that and return to the point I was making about defenses. So let's pull that up. So skip forward. Yeah, I'm kind of doing this one on the fly. It's been a really busy week, and just a lot going on. I have a part-time job now. For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Scott from Ramble Entertainment. I live in pain. Both my frickin' legs suck. And now things have been getting better, though, and now I have a part-time job, so things are busy, so I didn't splice these two videos together. And I didn't feel like making a cut there, either. So, basically, with this defense, what we have is not a cryopod, and that is so cool. I really want to see more not defending cryopods, really see a reasoning for defending this area, taking this area, basically. That's very cool, having a theme to this area. Again, we go to, like, Jupiter, another cryopod, and there's, like, this really cool opportunity, say, on, like, Jupiter, planting a bomb, potentially, like we were doing on Saturn until they changed Helene. It's not that I don't like the change to Helene, it's just that the old Helene was different, because now the defense on Sedna is the exact same at Saturn, and it's just like, I would love to see the map, and I get it, there's a lot easier EXP sharing on the new map at Helene and Sedna for the defense. However, just like more variety personally. Obviously I do a variety show. So here we have some very cool variety when it comes to defense. I forget what Lotus says, but it's something about this room having to do with extracting Kuva. And somehow we're either gathering intel or sabotaging or gaining some kind of resource here, a resource we don't actually take away with us, but something is obtained here through this defense, basically, and that's cool. And I intend to actually listen a lot closer when I play this defense more, and I definitely intend to play this defense more, because there's also cool elements like traps. So you have to defend the defense objective from within particular areas or destroying particular traps, and a lot of the traps I think that came with the Fortress really add a lot more variety and threat to the Grenier. I think that's very cool. I'd love to see more defenses like this. So let's talk about Kuva farming.